How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Chance Raspberry podcast. This is episode 2, and I am Chance Raspberry. Thank you guys so much for listening and coming back to check things out. I just wanted to say, first of all, that the first issue of my Chance Raspberry newsletter has gotten an overwhelmingly positive response, and I can't thank you guys enough for signing up and giving me such great feedback and spreading the word. I just keep getting new signups every day, and I'm so excited and happy that you guys are enjoying what I'm doing and bringing you. So thank you, and keep listening for all kinds of good stuff. If you need to sign up to the Chance Raspberry newsletter and you haven't done it yet, you can just go to chanceraspberry.com, and on the top right corner there is a Get My Newsletter button that you can just enter your email address and click, and you'll be on the list officially. So that said, I'm here bringing you guys the second installment of my crowdfunding Kickstarter podcast series. This version or episode is called Setting Up Your Campaign, and that is what we're going to be talking about. But before we get into that, a couple things I forgot to mention in the last podcast. First of all, the music at the beginning of each episode is going to be original music by me, and the song you heard this time and last time in the first episode was the guitar solo from my song Chasing the Sunset, which is going to be coming up on my Old Souls, Young Hearts brand new CD that I'm working on right now. And this brings us to the meat of today's conversation. Now, last time I talked about Indiegogo versus Kickstarter, Kickstarter versus Indiegogo, which one do you choose, and which one is right for your project? So we covered the pros and cons of both campaign platforms, but here's the thing, guys. I have not done an Indiegogo campaign. I've only done a Kickstarter campaign until now, because I have another project that I've decided to fund through Indiegogo, and I figured what better way to share the real inside experience with you guys than to do it myself and take you along with me. So that's what I'm doing with this new project of mine that's actually an old project of mine. It's one of the rewards that I offered on my Little Billy Kickstarter campaign, and that is the CD, Old Souls, Young Hearts. So we're all coming full circle here, and this is what we're going to be talking about today. Setting up your campaign, regardless of the platform you choose, and the most important things you have to keep in mind when doing that. So, let's dive right in, shall we? So the first thing you need to ask yourselves, guys, when setting up a campaign is, what specifically is my goal? Am I just trying to make enough money to move forward in some small or moderate capacity, just to get the ball rolling? Or do I actually have to raise enough to cover a vast majority or complete majority of the project's budget, or else nothing can happen at all and this project goes nowhere? So in my case, I'm not trying to raise the full amount of money to fund the entire production of the album. I'm just trying to raise $5,000 to cover the costs of mixing and mastering the final CD. So now it's actually going to cost a little bit more than that, but what I'm doing is rounding down and setting a lower realistic goal so that people look at my campaign and go, yeah, that's doable, or yeah, he's keeping it realistic. This is obviously someone who has looked into what it's going to cost to do this production. They know what they're talking about. We can trust this person with our money. I mean, it's not quite that cut and dry, but that is the logic and mentality that you want to project and that you're going for. So that said, if you guys want to actually check out the campaign and follow along, as always, you're welcome to do that, to use it as reference or a model for your own campaigns and projects. Just go to Indiegogo.com and search for Old Souls ... Young Hearts, or just Old Souls, Young Hearts, or Chance Raspberry, and any of those should bring it right up as the first result. They're all pretty unique searches. So yeah, feel free to go check it out. And hey, if you like what you see in here, please make a pledge. The rewards are all there for you, and I'm offering the best of my archive and library up as perks for you guys. So enjoy. And another way you can help out tremendously is spread the word, guys, because as I'm going to get into here before we're done today, word of mouth and just promotion of your campaign, ongoing, constant promotion of your campaign is essential in having or even getting close to having a successful outcome. So thank you guys so much, and I will look forward to seeing you at the finish line. Now, on that note, I just want to mention real quick before we move on, guys, that it's always a good idea to participate in the community of Kickstarter or Indiegogo or whatever platform you're on by setting up a free account and actually going around and checking out projects that you think look great and contributing to them. Now, this is important for a couple reasons. Number one, it gets you used to how the platforms work. And you really are going to need that information and knowledge to set your own campaign up. Number two, it shows people that you are a participant, you're a contributor, you're not just in it for yourself. You understand that this is a community of creators that are trying to get their dreams out there and their projects funded and make these things a reality, and you support that. You are behind them as well as you'd like them to be behind you. So it's really give and take, and it doesn't take a lot at all. A couple bucks here, $10 there. A lot of people offer rewards starting at $1, $5, something really low like that. So just getting that participation going will help you a lot when you start launching your own campaigns. Now, I've got that question covered. Okay, I know exactly how much I'm trying to raise. I know exactly why, and I've set a low realistic amount of money. What next? Well, before I leave the topic of money entirely, two final thoughts. The first one is crowdfunding is not an exact science, and it's still very new. So a lot of people have the misconception right now that if you simply ask for any amount of money, you can get it, as long as you do everything right. But the reality of the situation is that it's just like asking for money anywhere else. If you walk into a company or an investor's office or wherever and, you say, I want $1 million, well, then immediately, you're going to have hundreds of questions, and the person is probably going to want to control 51% or more of your project, and all of these bells and whistles and strings that come attached to an amount of money like that. And when you look at the highest funded campaigns on any of the crowdfunding platforms, most, if not all of them, were trying to raise way less money than they got. The ones that hit the $100,000 mark were only asking for, in some cases, less than 10 grand. Usually they were in the $10,000 range, 20, 30, 50,000, and they made 200,000 or 300,000. They made over $1 million because they did all of the necessary steps that I'm going to talk about here and in future podcasts to make their campaign as powerful as it could be. So it's a lot of hard work, and that's what I want to get across to everyone and share with you guys, is that it doesn't have to be overwhelming and it doesn't have to kill you, but it is a lot of hard work. There's nothing magical or lucky about it. So that said, moving right along. The second thing that I will discuss real quick about the money is that we talked about last time Indiegogo having two platforms, fixed funding and flexible funding. With the fixed funding, it's just like Kickstarter. You raise everything or you get nothing. With flexible funding, basically you have two outcomes. If you raise all of your money, Indiegogo keeps 7% of the total. If you don't raise all of your money, you still get to keep whatever you've raised, but they take 12% instead of 7%. Now, here's the thing. There's two ways to receive funds through Indiegogo: credit card directly or PayPal. And there's a 3% processing fee that is included in that 7% that Indiegogo takes, if you make your money, and it's also included in the 12% if you don't. But if you choose PayPal, PayPal still charges like a 2.7 or 2.9% processing fee on each transaction. So there's no way to get your percentage lower than 7%. And again, that's if you raise all your money. So that is something that's good to know. I just found that out and I wanted to share it with you guys. Now, we have covered finances. Let's move along to the next most crucial point of setting up a campaign, and that is promoting it. The best thing you guys can do is let people know your campaign is on the way. Don't just email everyone and go like, hey, it's here. You know, you might have half of your email list that is like, what's Indiegogo, what's Kickstarter, and then that's immediately going to set you back, because rather than promoting your campaign, you're going to have to be going back and explaining to people what it is, how it works, why you're doing it, and you want to get those questions out of the way before you even hit the launch button. So that email list is another reason that you want to do this. You know, you may have a big list already that has 200, 300, 500 people on it, but the classes, if you can believe this, they're not, I mean, it's actually, I guess, not really that surprising. They're teaching classes now on how to crowdfund a project on Kickstarter or Indiegogo. And these are classes that you pay money for. You go to a classroom and you learn this stuff. So aren't you glad that I'm here giving it to you guys for free? All you have to do is sign up to the Chance Raspberry newsletter. So anyway, enough of my shameless plugging here. Back to the point. You want to grow and build and expand that email list as much as you can, once again, before you hit the launch button. So if you've got 200, try adding another 100. If you've already got 500, try doubling that, getting it to 1,000 people. Reach out to companies, individuals through websites, forums, online resources, actual real life physical public resources. Just, be creative, experiment, see who you can reach that would be interested in what you have to offer, because that's just good basic marketing. You want to find what your audience is missing and give it to them. And the only way to do that is to ask them, what do you guys wish? Or I'm doing this. Does it sound like something you'd be interested in getting involved in, or that you'd want to buy, or that you'd want to receive, free samples of? And, you are your own market research department here. So you're also your own customer. What would you buy? Well, it doesn't even matter what the theme is. I buy t-shirts, I buy skateboards, I buy leather jackets, I buy hats, shoes, fill in the blank, And so what would you want to see on any of those products? What would you maybe want that those product lines or industries are not offering? So anyway, this is all a contributing factor to why you want to do all your research and homework on the front end. So now you've gotten your email list as big as you can, you have done all your research, and you've told people, hey, I'm about to launch this campaign. You've emailed everyone on your list. You've said, be aware that on this specific date, at this specific time, my Kickstarter or Indiegogo campaign is going live. Treat it like a movie trailer. Get people excited. Get people talking about it so that when it hits, you know that you've got people already amped to get on board and jump right in and either spread the word or pledge or all of the above. So cover those bases ahead of time, and you won't be wasting time when you hit that launch button and your campaign clock is actually ticking. So let's say you've done all the preliminary work, you've done all of the research and covered all those bases. You're going to want to make sure that what you're bringing and delivering and offering up to the table is worth the weight and hype you've given it. So the next thing you have to do for a successful campaign setup is not only have the right amount of content, but the right content. And what I mean by that is having a unique marketing approach to your campaign. Now, that translation is basically, what are you doing that's so cool and different and special that people should get excited about it and want to contribute and want to be involved? So once again, as an example, my Indiegogo campaign that I'm about to launch is not just to crowdfund an album or to, fund the mixing and mastering of my CD. Of course, it is those things, but I want to bring something extra special to the table that no one else is doing. So, there's a ton of bands on Indiegogo and a ton of bands out there, and almost none of them are offering their album as a USB flash drive. So my unique angle is that Old Souls, Young Hearts is the first affordable mainstream USB flash album. Now, the bands that have done this and the artists that have tried this approach, they have these really neat looking, cool, like oddly shaped USB drives that you would never see anywhere, and they're all customized, and they've got like special coatings and casings, and they're made out of different materials, but they're all like high-end collector's items. They're all ridiculously overpriced in the 3 digits. I'm talking, you've got some of them selling for almost $1,000, and they look awesome, but not that awesome. You know what I mean? It's like, and plus, it's like, do you really want that, or do you want something that, is just going to bridge the gap between you downloading the music and you listening to it on the go in your car or transferring the files or whatever? So that's what I'm offering, is just a regular custom solid sleek black flash drive with my custom band logo printed on the side, and you get the full album plus 3 bonus tracks and a music video. Boom. Cut and dry, clean, simple. It's all right there, and that's what I'm doing. That's different from all the other bands on Indiegogo or online. So you want to definitely market your product as something that stands out. That's, again, basic marketing, but I tell you that because it's important to keep in mind. There's a lot of things to juggle, and, it's easy to forget this stuff. So remember, keep in mind, always be unique and really bring to the table something that people are going to remember and ooh and ah over, even if they don't contribute. Hey, ultimately that's up to them. There's no control that you have over that, or there's nothing you can do about that. But wow them, razzle dazzle them, really make them think twice about what you're offering. And then once you have that, gem, that spark to your project and your product and your marketing, you're going to want to make sure that you have plenty of content to back it up. And so you're going to make your video and you're going to have your pictures that you're posting on your wall, but have extra ones waiting in the wings. Don't just do what you're going to set up and then never update it. All the platforms offer you updates where you can add a new reward, or if you haven't maxed out all your rewards, Indiegogo lets you do 12 only. Kickstarter, as far as I can tell, is unlimited. You can add rewards, every hour of your campaign time if you want to, but Indiegogo maxes you at 12. So if you only have maybe 5 things to offer at first, add a new one every 3 to 5 days of your campaign, and then everyone who's already backed you will get that update email. It may encourage them to raise the amount of money that they contributed. And the people that haven't pledged yet may go, oh, wow, now they're offering me something that I actually want. I will give them a little bit of money, or a lot of bit of money, if it's something that, they really like and that you've added to your campaign that has nothing to do with the other stuff. So, the other thing you can do is update people with the progress of your product and your campaign itself by posting new videos. You've got your main video at the very top, which, by the way, guys, you really need to do. A lot of campaigns post just an image, and there's no real interaction with you, the creator, and that's what people want, and that's what they really need to build that trust. You're building a relationship with your audience and letting them know that they can trust you with their money. So go ahead and make a video, but make 2 or 3 videos and then post maybe the second one a week or 2 into the campaign, and then the third one maybe in the final countdown period, and you'll really be surprised how much of a difference that makes. So, pictures, audio, rewards, have a lot of backups and things waiting that you don't put forth right away. and make sure what you do put forth right away is strong and plentiful and enough to turn someone's head from the get-go, because you want to grab their attention, and then you want to keep it with all of the extra stuff you're going to be releasing and unveiling along the way. Get excited. A lot of really great marketing companies and or bands or whoever, creators, performers, fill in the blank, with good marketing teams really have this awesome model and take this really great approach where they send you something and it's just a little piece of information that just makes you drool and gets you so pumped. Oh, they're finally releasing a new album after all these years, or they're finally gonna release a line of leather jackets with like these awesome 80s designs on them, or whatever. I'm just telling you stuff that I like, but whatever it is. So be that for yourself. Think about what gets you excited when you're buying stuff or when you're shopping, and then put forth those same approaches to your own projects and products. So that about wraps it up for today's podcast on setting up your campaign. Thank you guys so much again for listening and tuning into these podcasts and the Chance Raspberry newsletter. Again, if you want to subscribe, just go to chanceraspberry.com and sign up right in the top right corner of the homepage. And then if you want to check out the Indiegogo campaign, you just go to indiegogo.com and search Old Souls, Young Hearts or Chance Raspberry. Got a lot of great rewards just waiting for you guys. And not only is the album going to be released on a USB drive, but also a special edition CD classic with, the 3 bonus tracks, a killer booklet, and if you pledge, you'll get your name in those credits of the booklet. So lots of fun stuff coming up in future newsletters and podcasts. Thanks so much, and good luck with all your projects, guys. I hope this has been helpful. See you next time.